sunny day with a little bit of rain. Without rain, you can't have a rainbow. You know that, right? So, off the rainbow, here comes Meredith sliding into my life. I was like, I knew who she was in high school. We graduated the same year, but you know, I have a couple of classes of friends, and this is how I explain them: is I had my woodshop friends, and then the other people that I knew that were in advanced algebra. Meredith was not in woodshop. Anyway, so somehow, you know, she sends me this cutie little, and it's still on YouTube. If you Google Ludrock, you'll see all kinds of goofy stuff. But there's and she labeled it, and she just figured out how to get on the interweb and all that, you know, advanced stuff. And she sent me this little video of, and it's listed on YouTube as Meredith's Ludrock audition or something. And it was the last year that we were out in the woods, and you know, I kind of was intrigued by the ukulele thing and Meredith and not being in woodshop and having all her fingers. And she was a woman, and Ludrock sorely needed women who wanted to jump in with both feet. And, you know, like I said, off a rainbow, right in Ed's lap. And you know what? There's so much that has happened in me since Ludrock's inception. I mean, you know, I look around the room. You know, Jeremy and Connie and Frankie and Matt. You know, it's just way too much. Way too much for one guy to have all of that. So, and I tell her this all the time. There's a phone call. Meredith calls me up with these lists. And I know she's reading off a list, so I'm like, you got your list? And she says, yeah. And she's overthinks stuff, I think, in my opinion, way too much. And we argue about what we think about. But one day she calls me up and, you got a list? And she says, no, I don't have a list. And I was like, all right. Yeah? So I happen to be sitting out in the back of my house in New York, and I look up and the moon is just, well, I was doing it before Meredith got there, but I sit out in the back and have a smoke and look at the stars, and you can see stars in New York, believe it.
No way.
So I look up and the moon's full and it's gorgeous, and I'm like, what are you doing? She says, oh, I'm sitting in the house. I said, go outside and look at the moon. She says, huh? Whoa. So she does, you know, here. Door goes. And she says, she gets out there, and I said, you outside? She says, and this is what she says to me. Oh, I get it. And I was like, good. And she says, I see, we're all these miles apart, and we're looking at the same thing, and the beauty of our friendship. And she got it. And I'm really thankful to know her. I wish she would have taken this shot.
Because you wouldn't be able to play ukulele.
Yeah. So the other thing is, I'm hyping Night of Fright. I'm just balls to walls, just videos and posting this stuff, and I'm boop, ukulele thing. More Night of Fright, boop, another ukulele thing. Flicking ukuleles. So when we discussed this song, and I said, well, you don't really have to play. She said, oh, I'll play. So I asked her to just pluck out the first little notes of this so you guys realize what it is, and then I'll try to sing the first little verse, and then she'll sing, but I want everybody to sing this because, you know, back in New York when I'm taking up space, I'm either watching PBS or I'm watching Cartoon Channel. So this is from Cartoon Channel, one of my favorites. When Caroline was little, Scooby-Doo was one of our favorites. So I'm gonna try to share that with you. Yeah. Roll.
Okay.